Welcome everyone to another episode of the Definitive Crusade. I am your host, Johnny Machine Hughes, and joining me this week from across the very large pond, we have little Freya. Freya, how's it going?
Hi everyone. It's doing good. I had some lovely weather issues in the form of water recently.
Did that man get too excited? Was that the issue?
I guess so. Never invite him to your house, apparently.
And of course, we have Matthew. Matthew, how's it going?
It's going good, boss. It's going good.
Excellent.
Just some minor technical difficulties starting out this morning, but that's how it always goes.
Hey, things are sent to try us. That's fine. That's fine.
How are you doing, Johnny?
Oh, thanks for asking, man. That's a really I'm all right. I'm recovering from my wife's 50th birthday party last night. So
that sounds like it was a blast.
Well, I saw 2:30 in the morning. So,
wow, that just means you're old. 2:30? That's nothing. Hey, I mean, you're on the Old Timers podcast for a reason, right? Right?
Yeah.
Or,
Oh.
Starting the day off strong with the roast session.
It wasn't me this time.
I mean, at least Frey's got out of the way to match your hairstyle with my hairstyle, so
Yeah, she's part gray, you're all gray,
Put it in there. Oh, son of a...
We like to have fun here.
Tell you what, Matthew's he's just fit right in, hasn't he? Taking shots at me like this. It's like,
Well, I mean, I don't know what Freya actually looks like, so I can't take pot shots at her.
Oh.
Well, she's a girl, so or whatever she identifies as. So I
How very modern of you. Well done.
Look, I try to consider it, man. I got to catch myself where I can. I don't want to assume nothing.
Right, before we get caught up in societal niceties, let's start talking about some good old comic books.
Yeah.
We have three of the best from DC this week to talk about, and we are going to start off. Even though you missed the last show,
I did. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
Well,
I had a late night. I overslept.
Oh, was it 2:30 by any chance?
It was 6:30. Yeah.
All right, okay.
That's the reason why I overslept, is because I didn't get to sleep till about 6:30 that morning.
Okay, I'll let you off then. Not at all. All right. So we're going with your choice. We'll go with Nightwing number 82. Coming up on the screen as we speak. Let me go. Let me give the dates before you get on.
I was going to say just a little something, but you got it. Go ahead.
All right, so it's written by Tom Taylor, art by Bruno Redondo, Rick Leonardi, and Neil Edwards. Inks are supplied by Bruno Redondo, Andy Lanning, and Scott Hanna. Colors are by Adriana Lucas, and letters are by Wes Abbott. All right, so family shenanigans. Matthew.
All right, so you said we have some of the three best characters. Now I know Red Hood isn't Red Hood, so we technically don't have the three best characters. But I went with the next best choice.
Batman.
No, Nightwing.
Damien.
No, Dick Grayson. That guy.
Steph.
Anyways. So this was the second installment of this little Nightwing series. So I picked it up completely blind. I never read the first one, so I didn't know exactly what was going on. But we picked it up, and it was immediately talking about how Nightwing, or Dick Grayson, has a sister. And that kind of caught my eye. I was like, I thought he was an only child. And so it immediately drew me into the story, even though I never read the first one, as to wondering how he had a sister, because I knew his parents had died after only having him as a child. I don't know if it would be like an older sister, or if he was involved with another woman. So I was curious on how all that worked. And so we immediately see like Nightwing's like, oh gosh, what's going on? And then he tells Oracle, "Hey, call off the protocol or whatever," and because we can see all these superheroes, Wonder Woman, Starfire, Batman, Cyborg, just wanting to come to Nightwing's rescue, and he's like, "No, it's all good, it's all good." And so then he goes into talking with this girl, and she goes to explain about how when her mother first came into,
Yeah, you're right.
When her and Dick Grayson went to go see her mother, and her mother then proceeds to explain to Dick, like, "Hey, when I first came to this country, I was sold. Basically, I was sold to this Zuko guy, and they were quote unquote married, but she didn't want to have any part of that, so she ran away, hid in the circus. Grayson's father and mother hid her in her trailer. Zuko came up and approached and was like, 'Hey, have you seen this woman? That's my wife.' And Dick's father's like, 'No, I haven't seen her. I don't know what you're talking about.' and then proceeds to disarm the situation, get him to go away. The ringmaster comes in, helps disarm the situation, makes him go away. And then it's revealed that they were hiding her in a trailer.
Oh
my God. Massive spoilers. And so we see her and Grayson's father establish a relationship. She talks about how they were involved for a little bit. But then Zuko came back and kidnapped her again. So on and so forth. Turns out after he had captured her, she was pregnant with her daughter. They grew up. She found a way to run away again. But when she came back, she saw that the Graysons had essentially married, had their boy, had their son, and life had moved on, and she decided to move on as well. Up until this point. And the whole concept of this book is the flashback that the mother's having, explaining to Dick Grayson exactly how he has a little sister, half-sister. And it's a really informative story. It's definitely not what I was expecting when I picked up the book. But like I said, that first page immediately drew me in. Like, how does he have a sister? How are they related? What's going on? And so the book does a really good job on explaining the story. And we eventually find out that, if you never read the first one, that Dick Grayson's sister is actually a criminal compared to where Nightwing's a quote-unquote superhero. I say quote-unquote because he doesn't have superpowers technically. But he's still a superhero. She's a criminal. And so I'm interested to see how this story continues to develop between these familial bonds that have been made between hero versus criminal and how things resolve. And so I'm interested to see how it goes. The artwork, loved the artwork. Yeah. Thought it was really well done. During the flashback, the artwork style switched to that of the old comic book styles, which I always love it when comic books do that. They'll have the new art style and then they'll do a flashback and it's in the original style that the story was.
Yeah.
I always love it when they give that little ode to the original comics. I enjoyed the book.
Okay, cool.
I enjoyed the book. Like I said, I knew nothing about it when I first picked it up. I knew it was a second copy, so I knew I'd just be jumping mid-story. But I was
jumping trapeze-like into the arms of the story.
Front flip, back flip, double take, and land. Stick the landing. With my head. And that's how it would go.
Okay, shout. So, Freya.
Yes.
Does Dick Grayson have a superpowers?
What? Sorry.
Does Dick Grayson have any superpowers? Well,
I mean,
bomb apparently.
I was gonna say that ass, but
what were the names that the other gymnasts gave them? Because he's pretty thick. Not gonna lie, he's pretty thick.
So I'm happy Haley made an appearance. I don't know. I'm
Mhm.
a sucker for the pets. Cute little three-legged dog. So out of the best three characters, I'm going to put Haley. So, story-wise, I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. I was a little disappointed when page one after the Suicide Squad thing, where he's like, I checked my family history and made, I would have known my father had another child. And she's like, why he didn't? And I was like, oh, so the mom had a child with someone else? And I was like, no, it's the dad. I'm like, well, then why did she make that comment? I mean, her mom didn't pop her out. She kind of needed, semen. So technically,
I think the illusion here is that John Grayson didn't know that Melinda's mum was pregnant.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Melinda's mum just disappeared, and then Melinda didn't introduce John to her daughter. So, for all intents and purposes, John didn't know that he had a daughter.
Yeah, I know, but how it was worded was wrong. Was just weird. It made it seem like, because like I was checking to see if my dad had another kid. She's like, well, he didn't, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, what they probably should have said is like, well, he didn't know he did, or something like that. Because
you know what, you've actually, I think I agree with you on this one. I think the emphasis in the lettering is it's emphasized on the he, when really it should be emphasized on the didn't.
Yeah,
I think maybe the emphasis is he didn't. So so it's kind of I see your point on that. Good shout, well done.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I was like, oh, then Dick Grayson's mom had a fling or something with someone else, or she had a kid before getting married to the dad, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was his dad. I was like, okay, so all right, just wording, I guess.
Language.
Make it a little easier. I mean, don't treat us like we're morons, but at least don't put emphasis on a word if it doesn't make sense that you're putting emphasis on the word. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, enough nitpicking about this one phrase.
I nitpick what I want. That's kind of what I do on this show. Is I nitpick.
Carry on, Freya.
Also, another nitpick. Because, does he just carry common clothes with him in his suit? Because she's like, oh, you better, no, actually, he's not wearing his clothes. She just gave him.
That was my opinion, that she just gave him
I'm noticing now. Yeah, he's wearing like
Japanese type garment.
Garment. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, she gave him clothes. I'm surprised she found something to fit him, to be perfectly honest. It's not like you have clothes everyone's size laying around.
Well, don't you know that comic book characters are amorphous? They just change.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, and it doesn't matter if everyone knows his secret identity anyway. I mean, no one has a secret identity anymore. I mean, he went freaking pregnancy test shopping in his Nightwing outfit before, so I mean,
yeah, I did.
It's just his mom, just walk on up in your Nightwing outfit. It's not like anyone, she or your sister already knows. You really think she's not going to tell her mom, oh yeah, your son's Nightwing, by the way. It's just kind of. I did like the switch over to the old school art. It was nice. I like that change. It's very pleasant. The reasoning for the murder of the Graysons, it kind of felt cheapened with this story. I mean, it wasn't that great of a reason to begin with, but now this is just a scorned lover, He knocked up my wife while she was, running away from wife, quote unquote, running away from me. But now you have a wife and kids, so I'm going to murder you all. And at that point, she said he didn't even care because he just let her leave. So I don't see the point of killing the Grayson.
Was it actually stipulated that he killed the Graysons because of that? Because he could have been just
It was heavily implied that he killed the Graysons due to her.
I think it was like It's like this was the reason, and then this reason appeared, and it was like, oh hey, this is also like
the
scorn lover reason also adds to why I'm doing this. I don't think it was like the main cause.
The reason I ask is that if he was going to kill the Graysons because of this, then there's this whole thing here with this whole teddy bear. Why is he giving the teddy bear back? He's giving the teddy bear back to rub the nose in it, and then he has an opportunity to do something about it because there's John just before he gets bopped on the back of the head. So if he was wanting to kill him, he could have killed him then. So I get where 2 and 2 can come together and add 4. For me, I don't think it is as clear as that, because you kind of got at this point. She's left him. Mm-hmm. She's had the baby. She then leaves him. And it's that stage that's the Graysons.
But it's more, you're forgetting the fact that when he got her back, he didn't know she was pregnant.
Yeah, maybe.
And then she was saying that in the panels where he's like standing behind, she's like, he always knew the truth, but he just, didn't want to admit it. And he got angrier. So it was kind of like a hurt pride thing of like she got pregnant from another man, and that's why I was thinking that it was heavily implied that it was a scorn lover thing, because he didn't know she was pregnant, got her back, and that's why he didn't kill them before. But then she has a baby, and now he has a living reminder.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, it was definitely implied that was the reason why he killed them, not just protection money situation. So I was like, it just kind of, I don't know. I think I'm just sick of the scorn lover BS stuff in writing. I don't know. I think it's stupid. I know people do stupid things when their significant other or whatever betrays them or something, but I get it. But it's just
people do stupid things when they're in love.
Oh, or stupid crap. Anyway.
To quote Meg from Hercules.
Oh. But yeah, so yeah.
The show has got a lot more surreal.
Other than that, I kind of like the story. It was interesting. I'm kind of hoping that they're just lying to him, and it's like, haha,
huzzah!
Haha, we got you. But I don't know.
Got you good. All right, so Freya, I think you're being a little bit. Yeah, pretty much. And I'll tell you why. So I'll tell you why. All right, so Merlin says when she meets Grayson, when she meets Dick, you look just like your father. And then it goes back to the flashbacks, at which John Grayson doesn't look the same in any panel at all.
Like I said, comic book characters are amorphous. They're constantly changing their physical appearance.
So which one is he supposed to look like? That's what my question is. It's like, oh my God.
He's a morphling.
He's square jaw, round jaw, chubby, slim. Which one is he?
Has a mustache, doesn't have a mustache.
Yeah. Oh, man. So can the real John Grayson, please?
Where's Jason in this story?
Can the real John Grayson please step up? Thank you. Story-wise, you know what? I thought it was all right. I'm a bit with you on this, Freya. I'm a little bit tired of them having to go back and reinvent more drama for Dick Grayson. I mean, this feels better than it was when he said, "Oh, it was going to be a Talon," because that was like, how was going to make him a Talon? Which made no sense whatsoever. So at least this has, I suppose, a little bit better. But again, it's straight out of the whole Oliver Queen textbook, isn't it? Really, the whole, especially with the Oriental angle as well. So you've got that going on. I'd shame about the art. I really do like Rick Leonardi. I think his art is very stylized. I'm not sure it works so well here. I'm bored with Blockbuster. It's about time we had some new villains for Nightwing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sick of Blockbuster. But
kind of like Joker.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, but I agree. This is a solid read all the way through. I think Tom Taylor for the first time in a while, has been the right writer for this book. You know, he's done bad stuff before. He's worked on different other projects with DC. I definitely think he's the right choice for this book at the minute. And I'd like to see him stay on the book for a while just to get some consistency going. Because I think Nightwing definitely needs that. Yeah, cool. There you go. All right, 1 down, 2 to go. Should we take a break before we do the second book? Should we take a... Yeah, we'll take a break.
Why not?
Why not? So, we have choices of videos. We've got... What have we got? We've got Flipside Focus. We've got Crisis of the Toyverse. We've got the Old Timers. And, of course, we've got the Jank Think Tank.
I may be biased, but I think I know which one I want to pick.
Yeah, really? Crisis and Toyverse it is. Well done.
You're right.
Oh, Bobo.
I'm so glad you're able to read my mind and know exactly what I want.
And if everyone thinks I'm being cruel to Matthew, you're right. I'm not. Matthew, on the recent Old Timers, I gave you lots of love. And I showed the Jank Think Tank advert.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I missed the last episode, but I just want to say this real quick. I love that trailer. Actually love that trailer. Yeah. It's really well done.
Yeah, everyone loves that trailer.
It's so Bobo. It's hilarious.
It's really well done.
Josh absolutely nailed that one. So, yeah, good work, Josh. Excellent. All right. So second book is one of the new miniseries that are coming out from DC, and for some god unknown reason, Freya picked it. The evil laughing already is like kind of right. Let me grab some notes. So this is Blue and Gold, #1 of 8. Thank God it's only 8. It's written by Dan Jurgens, who was the Booster Gold creator way back when. Art by Ryan Sook. Letters by Rob Lee. All right, Freya. Why on earth did you pick this?
Well, people can simp over characters, whichever character they want. You know.
I knew this was going to be a train wreck when I picked it.
I know. So for those that aren't aware, we do have we talk between shows, and Freya kindly said, "Johnny, I've picked this book because there's fishnets in it."
Because there's fishnets.
And
that's why.
I looked for fishnets. 3 panels.
3 panels of fishnets is all it took for her to be like, yes, this one.
I gave him a scavenger hunt.
Look, we're not judging her or anything. I can say.
Oh, I'm crying.
Everybody's simple taste. What can I say? Everyone knows. No.
I enjoy what I enjoy. Okay, don't judge me.
Oh God.
I likes what I likes. All right. Go on then, Freya. Blue and Gold.
So, I kind of knew this was going to be a bad book, but I picked it anyways. Art style-wise, for the most part, it's pretty good. I like the use of color. Well, I mean, there's a bit too much pink, maroon, magenta, whatever. I don't know all the terms. Pinkish. There's a lot of that going on. It doesn't get bad until they like get to the ship. But I did like how it goes. Sorry, my eyes are. I'm crying from laughing at you too hard.
Laughing with me.
Yeah. Yes.
I was laughing
with
at you.
So I did like the use of gold. I think Booster's face in the call, not the next page, was actually really well done. And it's pretty consistent throughout everyone's faces. That's why I like it. So art style wise, I could really, really nitpick if I really wanted to, but I'm not, because it starts getting. Okay, I will. Okay, so it starts getting wonky once we get into the ship and they have the rest of the Justice League.
Hang on.
Page, I don't freaking know, 14.
Page?
Yeah, 14. It starts getting a little wonky because, I don't know. Yeah. Well, Batman, even though they're in this really well-lit area, his face is non-existent. But we get to see Shazam's face. Just, Batman doesn't have a face. Also, I couldn't tell if that was Wonder Woman, but it's not. So I don't know why Wonder Woman's not there. Well, they said it's Queen
Hippolyta.
She's
the Wonder Woman replacement, isn't she?
Okay, Diana. I was wondering where Diana was, but then again, they can't keep stories within their own stories. You have to read every book to know what the crap's going on and why Diana's gone. But so she's missing, and then later when they're having their little battle, Blue Beetle's freaking design goes all sorts of weird.
Also, I found the first thing of fishnets.
Yep, fishnets. Yeah, right there.
All right, the fishnet. I agree. The fishnets are there. Right?
Yes, I didn't lie. They are in there.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Can you just tell me where they've gone there?
Oh yeah, she's gone now. They're all in a different. Well, no, they're still in. She's right there.
That pit. Yeah, that's fine.
She's there. There's there.
Oh, and then
she was there.
There's the third panel. Third panel. Well.
Yeah, she's there. But yeah, yeah. So there's more than 3 panels with fishnets in it. She's in it later too, from a distance. Shazam's flying away. I know.
Crazy. It's like how are those? I didn't know you could get nude fishnets that changed color.
It's mood fishnets.
Yeah.
So Blue Beetle's back to page 16. When he's like swinging away. It's I don't even know what to call that, blurred, because all of it's just it looks like a dude with I don't even know what on his. So yeah, it started to get really wonky. But like I said, that's just me being super nitpicky, and I was trying not to, but I did anyway. And it just progressively kind of got meh when it came with distance characters when they're walking away. Also, when did the Justice League become total assholes? Just asking.
Yeah.
They always like this? I thought the Justice League was uniting all of the heroes, not just you're not part of the cool kids, so you can't be in the group. Unless that's the old Justice League and they have new rules now where you have to be, cool enough to join.
They may be looking at power levels,
Power levels? They have Batman. I don't think he's much on the power levels.
Batman's superpower is money, okay?
And intelligence. He is very smart. Superman had the brilliant idea of turning themselves over for a crime they didn't commit, because that just screams innocence. Yes, I did commit this crime. I'm innocent.
Totally.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, most of the Justice League don't have the best, thinking skills or planning skills. So yeah, but I don't know. Booster Gold. It was. I think it would have been okay if they got rid of the stupid chat log for the live stream.
Thank God you mentioned that. Thank God. Because I've made a note of that. I'm like, man,
I think we all made a note.
I know I might sound like a bit of an old guy on this, but reading that was hard work. It's not only is it awful to look at, I've got to work out what the misspelled words are.
It's dated too. some of the terminology is super freaking dated. For I don't know if it's because I have young nephews or something that I see on the regular, but oh my god, I did not know people were still using yellow. I thought that was like gone for years at this point. Like, who is that even a thing anymore? Yellow? Does anyone say that?
YOLO.
I don't think anyone says that anymore.
I haven't heard that in a while.
I know, and I was like, well, when it hits the mainstream and like Hollywood and stuff, they're at least like 5 to 10 years behind on what people are actually saying.
True.
You know, and it really dates them. I'm like, don't try to use these terms. Please don't. You're just making yourself look like that like 65-year-old dad who's like, I'm totally hip with the kids. You know, I know all the terms. You know, it's so groovy and shit like that. Like, don't.
I was going to say.
Stop looking at me when she says that. Matthew. I saw you look.
Yeah. So, luckily, this doesn't trace my eyes completely properly, so you don't know where I'm looking.
I know where Matthew
like
is.
a 65-year-old dad.
Yeah. So, yeah, the chat log's just completely awful. And I don't know what chat logs these people, like, hang out in, but they must hang out with, like, I don't know, 10-year-olds because, my God. Like, I have never seen a chat log that bad. I've seen spamming of stupid things, but, like, oh, it's a deep fake. I'm like, do you even know what the fuck that is? Because like, I've never heard someone say that on a chat. I have always seen like, oh, this is fake and stuff, but like deep fake, really? Yeah.
I'm not sure why. I'm not sure on that panel there why they got not suitable for work there.
I don't know. I think they literally. What? I was confused. I'm like, what the? That's usually. I'm like, I don't.
Violence.
No.
Sex.
They would say wrecked. They wouldn't say NSFW. They'd be he's getting wrecked. Like, like for crying out loud. Now, if his suit was ripping apart, then I can see the NSFW. But no, like I said, I'm like, just way to date yourself, guys. You know, bravo. We gotta connect with the teenagers.
There's no teenagers in this book.
You don't have to connect.
Let's not ask any normal teenager. Let's not ask teenagers what their lingo is.
Go up to a teenager on the street. Yo, do you say YOLO?
YOLO. Also, who speaks, like, I know it's text, but I was like, just slap people who speak in text lingo.
Right.
And, just shut up, people. But yeah, it would have been better if they didn't have the freaking chat log. Like, he could have been doing the live stream. And here's another thing. Some live stream things, they can do like the little hearts that pop up and people liking it or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just, could have done that. Would have been less cringy than reading this crap. And they only had like 5 people in the chat, which I don't. I'm like, even with the worst live streams, they get more than 5 people. Like, there's always at least 100. Always. Unless you really, I don't know. I've never seen
I don't know. I get an average of like 1 viewer per one of my streams, so.
Oh, well. But he's Booster Gold. He's flying around the city, even if he is a loser superhero.
Yeah, and I'm not like 95. I feel like that's like comparable, you know.
Okay, so from one internet media star to another, Matthew, what did you think of the book?
Okay, so my first point was, in fact, the live stream.
Okay.
If you are in the middle of a fight that is saving Earth's strongest superheroes and defenders, and you are putting your life on the line, why are you live streaming? You should be focused on the fight, on the goal, and not like, oh, hey, I can get like 40 followers by showing everybody that I can rescue the Justice League.
That's part of his charm.
I know.
That's what Gold's about. He's all about showing how good he is.
And that leads me to my second point. I'm not a big fan of Booster Gold for this reason. His ego. I don't know. It's just that he wants to be recognized for his actions, which I can understand, but he goes about it in an over the top and almost obnoxious sort of way, which is part of the reason why in the end when we saw the Justice League going like, hey, we weren't really inviting Booster Gold because he's annoying, he's obnoxious. Yeah, they went about that the wrong way. They were kind of being pricks about it, but I can understand why they were having that point of view because he is kind of a child. to be honest. And if we look through the story, Blue Beetle was the one that focused him and was like, we need to do this. We need to get this done. We need to rescue. And he successfully let down the barriers, rescued the Justice League. Although it was originally Booster Gold that was doing the saving and needed backup, needed Blue Beetle's help, Blue Beetle was the one that focused him enough to where they could work together to accomplish this goal.
But on the same, in the same way, Blue Beetle needed someone to keep the aliens distracted, and who better than the super obnoxious person?
This is true. It's the flip side of that coin. It's just,
and this is the comedic. This is the comedic element of this book, of the comedic element, I should say. It's Booster Gold wants to be a hero, and ends up doing the right thing, but does them all for the wrong reasons. And that's the charm when you put him up with someone next to Beetle who has no powers and is completely selfless and just being a hero. It's that juxtaposition between the two different mindsets, that friction that are supposed to create the comedy elements. But the only person who could write, I think, Blue Beetle and Booster particularly well would be Keith Giffen and J.M. DeMatteis on the Justice League run from years ago. You know, back in the 80s, that was fun comedy. That was taken to the right level of absurdity. You know, with Booster again petitioning to be in the Justice League. You know, and I don't know, Dan Jurgens, he's great at writing superhero stuff. I don't think he's great at writing comedy. But
I loved the artwork. I will say there were a few things that that I agree with Freya on, just the small changes that once again we could nitpick. But overall, I thought the artwork was really well done. They stayed consistent with Booster Gold's face, or as consistent as they could. The beginning panel where we saw the meteors and debris and fire raining down, I liked that shot. I thought that was really well done.
That one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool, really well designed page. Let's see, what other things did I have to say? No, I think I covered all of my points.
Okay, cool. For me, I thought the art was too inconsistent. I get that they could do Booster well, but Freya was absolutely right. The Blue Beetle elements are just wrong. I know he's supposed to be an awkward character, hence he maybe doesn't look as heroic as, say, Nightwing when he's doing his swinging around the place. But still, it's just awful. I mean, you look at the Justice League, you're absolutely right on page 15. Was it 15 you said? Yeah. I mean, it just looks awful. It's Batman looks like he's got a really podgy belly there and he's got really spindly legs. It's like, what's going on there? And
he's completely gay.
It's just no. I like Booster and Beetle way back when. I don't like this book. I don't. It's not my cup of tea. I wouldn't be buying this. There's nothing in it that screams buy this book. 8 issues. What are they going to do for 8 issues? And the text speak. No, don't make it hard for people to read.
There was a lot of reading.
You know what I mean? I don't mind.
Well, I mean, it wasn't hard if you're not old, but
Thanks.
I'm sorry.
Right in the gut. Just.
I knew what they were saying. It's just, I understand. Because, sorry, it just reminded me because I had a conversation with my mother the other day because we were watching the Olympics and yellow popped up because it's in a commercial for something. And she's like, what's yellow?
Oh, Johnny's going to hate it.
It just reminded me of my mom. I'm sorry. Because a lot of these years.
I know what YOLO means. I'm not
Good.
complete.
I'm happy. But my
Yeah.
mother's also in her late 60s, so.
I'm not.
Well, we were saying that you're younger
You're
compared
younger
to your
than my
mother.
mom. You're younger,
Yeah.
I think. Right?
Yeah, you're like what, 45?
Stop trying to kiss ass now.
No, honestly, I have no idea how old you are, Johnny.
I am 50 this year. There you
Oh,
go.
well, congratulations.
Back in October, I will be 50. There you
My
go.
father just turned 63.
Oh, excellent.
See?
Oh, there you go. All right. So, 2 down. And if you thought Freya's choice was a little bit odd,
Yeah.
I have to go with. I went with this book because I picked this up, and Freya, you know I have a soft spot for this character. We've talked about the run before loads of times. I didn't mind the Future State book. I thought it was interesting. Now she's got her own mini-series, and I am talking about Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. This is issue 2 of 8. Give you the stats on this. It is written by Tom King, art by Bill Quest Every, colored by Mateus Lopez, and letters by Clayton Cowles. There you go. For me, this is hands down the best book that Tom King has written for DC at all. That includes Cat, which has been delayed again. Did you see the news? It's been delayed, and they're changing the artists.
I feel like that's just standard with Western comics now. Is just expect it to be delayed for at least a year because they can't seem to get anything out on time.
But it was delayed in the first place.
I know. That's like, it's the standard now. Don't expect Western comics to ever be on time because there's always a delay. Like, freaking, what was it? Bat Metal's Doomsday Clock. Yeah, that was freaking delayed. It even went in during the other event, which was Bat Metal, or whatever.
Yeah, Dark Metals.
Yeah, Bat Metal. It's Batmanium or whatever the crap is.
All right, so Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Basically, the way this is, Supergirl is hit of an age. Her and Krypto went to a fight with the Red Sun to kick back some beers, end up getting involved in a little bit of a skirmish. Next thing you know, she's being stabbed, Krypto's being shot, and she's kind of adopted a local alien called Ruth, or Ruthie, depending on how you want to pronounce it, in order to chase the big bad across the universe to get some antidote to Krypto, who's currently dying on the planet. There you go. Freya. What did you think of this book?
It was
Colors yeah, okay, that's fine.
Colors
She's
are
like,
nice.
it's a book.
It's a book. You know, you could use it for a fire, you know, if you need to. But yeah, I'm not going to be nice for this one. Okay.
Okay.
So if we thought frickin' Blue Beetle had some wordy text, oh my gosh. Like, this is straight at the bat, wall of text everywhere. Just, it was so wordy. Because everything was like shoved together. Like, I have full on like essay. It was so much words. And I get it. They're trying to like develop or whatever, but it's just so wordy. And like, it hurts. I know they're like, well, it's a story. You got to get the story. But like, hey, I read manga also. So I know how they can, you know, do the exposition without having walls of text everywhere. It's ridiculous. You don't need walls of text everywhere. Okay? If your story is that complicated, then make it more issues or make the books thicker. It's not that hard. You know, just make it thicker. I would rather see what you're talking about than just read it and have a pretty little, you know, space, you know, phenomena going on in the background. Just let me. So it bothered me. I did like the other aliens though, so that was cool. I don't know why they would all be traveling like in freaking coach and like that, but it was interesting that way. Also, them killing Crypto, kind of killing Crypto, also pissed me off because
Not dead yet.
I know, but I was like, you just don't fuck with the animals, man. I like the pets.
Yeah,
Also, when did she become frickin' Phoenix? Can someone explain to me when she became Phoenix? Age 17. No, you don't know. She just has Phoenix powers now.
I think that was just because the Red Sun pill that she took just kind of gave her like weird powers. And
that's right. You're absolutely right, Matthew. Good. Yeah. So she took a red Krypton pill, and it kind of
made her Phoenix.
Yeah, it's kind of like extrapolated powers from her. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sorry,
so I don't think it's her like becoming Phoenix or anything. It was just I think it was an artist rendition of how her powers exploded from that red sun pill.
Okay, well.
I don't think it's a literal like translation. I think it's more of like a figurative. Like the artist was like, okay, this is kind of how.
Rising from the ashes.
So it says there on the top of the panel there, red kryptonite encased in dissolvable lead. Most people take it, they get weird visions about transforming into things. Kryptonians take it, the visions come true. So she had a vision of turning into a firebird, and bingo.
And killing a space dragon.
Yes, epically.
All the while she's got a red nose. Get a COVID test, Cara.
Mm-hmm. In the next issue of Supergirl, we find out she's related to Rudolph.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think, once again, there's nothing inherently wrong with the story. It's good. It's a good story. I'm just touchy when it comes to animals, and he looks bad. I just,
Yeah.
And it's super freaking wordy. And sorry, but that's not really what I want in my comics. I want like a light read. I don't want to read a freaking novel, because if I wanted to read a novel, I'd pick up a novel. Just saying. Or just make the book bigger. Just make the book bigger. I would not mind if these books, so they can have better stories, were bigger. Like, give them more.
Would you pay more money?
We're already paying a ton of money for them.
Would you pay more money, though? More pages equals more money.
Not necessarily. Manga is about the same price, and they have way more pages.
In the Western world, more pages equals more money.
Well, maybe. No, because they need to prove that they're worth more money.
Okay, cool.
So.
Fair enough. Fair point. Matthew, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. What did you think?
So, as we discussed in Booster Gold, there was a lot of words, but that wordage was done differently than this one. In this book, I actually, and this is how I'm different from Freya, I actually enjoyed the read. And, I didn't enjoy the fact that it was walls of text and, it covered up a lot of the artwork and stuff. But I did enjoy reading it rather than just, like in Booster Gold, where it was like chat logs and then this dialogue and this dialogue, this dialogue. This is an internal monologue of one specific character for the majority of the time. And we get to see more how of that character is relative to the story and how the developers are the artists and the character is developing in the artist rendition, and all that kind of stuff. Words are hard. But I enjoyed the majority. I love the way she talks. And that's something that was really well done, I believe, in the use of all this text, is the way she thinks, the way she speaks, because every single person has their own idiosyncrasies that they do, all sorts of, like the way they speak, the accents, the verbology that they use. And I enjoyed it. It was lengthy, but every single word left me hanging for the next one. That was just me. I did enjoy the interactions she had with the other characters, such as in this one right now. She's like, yes, I have requested that you get, and just, it was super intelligent, even though being a bumpkin, farm-raised bumpkin, so to speak. And I thought that was interesting. I thought it was an interesting take on a character. I have no clue who she is. But I'm interested to learn. I also enjoy her and Supergirl's relationship, because Supergirl is like, as specifically stated in one of the panels, she's talking about how people are going up to Supergirl knowing that she's related to Superman, and they're trying to like stick a spear in Superman's soft belly, but the only thing that or there are many words that she can use to describe Supergirl, but soft isn't one of them. And then we see Supergirl showing an act of kindness to Ruth. I really like their relationship and how we're seeing it develop, because they were two people who had no clue who the other were, no clue who each other were. And yet through this common experience with this one guy, the guy stabbing and shooting Supergirl and Krypto, and then stealing their ship, along with him killing her father, they both share a common goal of tracking this guy down. And I think it's interesting. If you go back to page 2, there is something specific about the artwork I really want to point out. Oh, page 4, sorry. Yep, that one.
That one? Okay.
Yep. The people sitting in front of Supergirl and Ruth are making out.
Oh, look at that! I didn't even spot
surprised
it
you
the first
didn't.
time.
I'm surprised you didn't notice that, Johnny.
Yeah.
No fishnets.
Oh,
Fishnet, no
that's
fishnets
fine.
involved. I thought that was really funny. Like, why would the artist put this in? I didn't know. I thought it was just really funny. But I think they do a really good job on showing like what commute buses are like in real life and translating that to this alien world, because they're not fun.
No.
They're awkward. They're terrible places to be unless you actually have to take them. The fact that, you know, you and a person, even though you may like buy the tickets at the same time, get seated so totally somewhere else, and someone always ends up between Ruth and Supergirl. I find that funny.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Did you also notice that the person sitting between them always has a bloody nose because Supergirl punches them in the face?
just elbows them. And that's something that Ruth says. She's like, I don't know exactly what happened, but the order of the situation was there was an argument, and there was Supergirl, then there was nothing.
So I really like this book. I bought issue 1, and I've bought issue 2 already. It's sitting. I've read it before I saw the digital copy that we're looking at now. It is, for me, an absolute pleasure to read. It feels like an experience. Yes, it's wordy. I get that. Clayton Cowles is great with the different fonts he uses for the dialogue versus the monologue. Yes, it's expositional, but not to the point where it's kind of showing you how Ruthie thinks rather than just telling you what's on the page. Freya, I agree with you. Krypto better not die.
Right.
0 out of 10 otherwise.
Yeah, I'll be PO'd if Krypto gets it.
Yep.
But I like the art. It has a European flavour. It feels like an old 2000 AD comic. So I kind of like the different look. It's not as, I suppose, it's not as Western as or superhero-ic what you'd expect from a DC book. I think I've said this before, that one of the things I like about DC is to try different things, you know, and it'll work for some, it won't work for others. So I think this version of Supergirl is equally as valid as any of the versions that have gone before. So it's interesting, and I like to see how they are trying to progress the character along. So many characters are kind of stuck at one point, but Supergirl's gone from being like the bratty kid. Now she's of an age where she's able to go out drinking in the galaxy, and this is what happens to her. So, yeah. I'm in it for the long haul. I want to see how this goes. So,
Yeah. I mean, I usually give books about 2 issues before I condemn them completely.
So, are you condemning this one completely?
No, because this is the only one I've read. So,
Okay, cool.
So I'll have to, read another one. So.
Damn it! I'll have to read another one.
Well.
All right, okay, so we've got a couple of minutes, so we'll have a couple of big news that happened across this week. Leslie Grace has been cast as Batgirl for an up-and-coming Batgirl project. So, what are your thoughts on the casting of young Leslie? Anyone?
Was she done?
I know I said "ooh" as if I actually knew who the character was or the person was. I don't know who she is.
All right, okay.
I'm out of touch. Any news about any movie regarding DC? I just haven't been keeping up with it. Personal life. I've been.
Hold on, I've got a picture. I'm going to show you a picture. Hang on. Let me just reach out.
And you may show me a picture, and I may be like, "Oh, yes, that person."
I need to actually like full on like IMDb them to figure out who the crap they are, because I don't even remember people. I don't remember actors' names because I know
Henry. I know Henry Cavill.
I know him too because who doesn't know him?
There you go.
Who is she? Leslie Grace.
Leslie Grace.
What has she been in?
She's a singer, apparently.
Yeah.
She is a singer.
Has been cast as Batgirl.
Yeah. So here we go. So film career includes. Where are we at? There's singles, films.
That woman's the redhead. Batgirl.
Batgirl's a redhead too, isn't?
Yeah.
Because
just trying to see what film
she's a
been.
fake redhead, but Leslie Grace.
Right.
Filmography.
She's been in something called In the Heights, which is a musical drama.
In the Heights claims some popularity simply because it's kind of like if you've watched Hamilton, it's like Hamilton style, but it's set in New York, and it's talking about New York Heights and all that situation.
So there you go. That's our new Batgirl.
Okay.
I haven't seen In the Heights myself. I've only heard really good things about it. So,
fine.
Okay, let me just say one thing. She better not screw this up, because voice acting is its own thing. You can't even throw normal actors into being voice acting sometimes, because sometimes they suck. Because acting, you are playing off of someone else in the same room, right? Mm-hmm. But voice acting, you're in the room by yourself. So you have to pretend like there's people around you. You have to be in the moment. And so a lot of actors, good actors, are terrible voice actors. Absolute trash voice actors. And I'm just going to straight out say Zendaya is one of those people. And she's also a singer. And so if Leslie, I hope she does well. I really do. But just because she's been in she's a singer for one thing. She's mostly a singer. And it's like being like, oh, you're a singer, so you must be a good actress. No, that's not necessarily true. It's completely different, So I wish they would just have good voice actors instead, and not just people with a name, so that they can draw people because they're like, oh, well, she's a singer that I like, so I'm gonna go watch it. Because here's the thing, most people don't do that anyway here, it feels like. I didn't even know who she was. But yeah, if she's good, awesome. I want her to be good because I like Batgirl. But just because it's not the same, singing is not the same as voice acting, and then being in one movie is not. I guess she might have been in other ones, but I'm not saying anything. What is she in?
Okay.
She doesn't have an IMDb.
If anybody from the DC DC team watches this, and you're looking for voice actors, you should reach out to me, all right? Because that's what I do. That's what I do. I'm looking for work. So if anybody wants to just shoot me an email, shoot me a tweet, I don't know, just contact me. I'll be happy to help you out.
Oh. And if anybody offers him a job, it's 10% for me and Freya as well.
No.
Yeah. We have to talk with you for an hour before you get your gigs. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I know who she is now. I found she did a song with Super Junior, who's a K-pop group that I know very well. Lo Siento. I like that song. I know who she is now. But my statement still stands. Being a singer doesn't mean you're going to be a good voice actress.
All right, there you go. So there you go. That's TDC done for another week. Excellent. So, Matthew, thank you for joining us.
Yes, I would say anytime, but I obviously missed last week. So
I wasn't going to bring that up, but your technical difficulties managed to resolve themselves. Freya, Looking forward to the next hair color.
Yeah, I don't know
yes.
which one to do yet.
You should do. You should do red and green.
Magenta.
You should
No.
do red and green.
I'm rejecting both of your ideas.
What about red and yellow?
Oh.
Or red and gold.
No. No.
What about blue and gold?
Blue and gold.
Maybe. Maybe. I'll have to think about that.
All right. Don't forget to check out the UCPN for all your favorite shows, including Matthew.
The Jank Think Tank, where we talk about Magic the Gathering, all sorts of content regarding that. We discuss deck techs, we do gameplay videos, we talk about set spoilers. So come check it out. TJTT, the Jank Think Tank.
There you go. And now I feel old because I have no idea what you just said. Freya?
That's fine. It's not really that you're old, it's just that I'm a giant nerd. So
I was just...
Aren't we all?
Freya?
I'm on this show currently. I'm still in school, guys, so K-pop is still on hiatus. I am sorry. I just don't have time to do editing for it.
That's
so, yeah, but it will come back sometime.
that's
I have ideas. I have ideas.
Excellent.
good.
Excellent. And of course, don't forget to check out the Old Timers Comic Book Show, where you get to hear me talk all about all comics, along with the Professor and the 13th Crusader. All right. Freya, Matthew, it's been a blast. Thank you so much for spending the time. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully next time around we'll pick some different books.
Who knows? Maybe we'll pick the same books.
Yeah.
Throw everyone in for a loop. This
What?
week we're discussing last week's books.
Again. DC wouldn't do that to us. All right, okay. Enjoy the rest of your nights and days, and we'll see you in a fortnight. Adios.
Bye.